Whoa, now, Dad, what's up, world? It's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, back with another video. And I'm just going to freestyle off the dome. I have absolutely no clue what I'm going to talk about. Um, there's so much going on, outside the world, various news, economically, war, immigration, you know what I'm saying, societal, spiritual, uh, religion, probably in your family dynamic, whatever the case may be. And I'm pretty sure like this type of content that I make will only be geared towards a certain type of individuals who are more of the free thinking type. I don't even want to say necessarily religious or spiritual per se, but if you're free thinking, I would like to believe that along the journey in your mind, you're getting to some aspect of spiritual in the sense of the inner person, the inner man. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not agreeing with society. Not even so much outwardly. Inwardly, something feels different. Inwardly, you don't agree with it. Even if like you can't quantify or articulate it to yourself. Um, then you have the internal wars of, faith versus doubt. You know, I like to believe, I can't afford to be weak, but in reality, every man has his weakness. So you're battling that. You know what I mean? Spirit versus flesh, and you know what I'm saying. Here's something I'm currently in. Am I doing this right? Is this the right choice? Is this the right way to go about it? Am I aiming too high? Am I being unpractical? Or am I in vain imagination? So on and so forth. That type of struggle internally. And I just, and typically whenever I'm internally struggling with something, I'll get some video from a brother who gives me some insight to it. Here's the thing, like with me, and I made about being in a new season, right? And then we think of a new season in the sense of like, new beginnings, new opportunities, so on and so forth. And it is that again, but once again, it didn't come in the or it's not presenting itself in the form or fashion that I thought. It's a new season, but it's a new season of new wars, a new season of new challenges. You see what I'm saying? Which ultimately, the challenges prepare you for the victory. You see what I'm saying? And I have to be mindful of that. The key for me is I don't know where it's coming from, so I don't know where to look. I don't know if that's where the doubt comes in. I don't know if I'm doing it right. Woo, 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 right. But when I look back over my life in recent history, all the things I went through and endured, that I would label as hardships, actually prepared me to do something and to get to the point I'm at now. You see what I'm saying? So I used to have this thing about, making up for lost time, or I'm behind the eight ball. But I've literally seen the situation play out where, let's say, for years I wasn't making a whole lot of outward headway, but my character was being developed so that when I did get it, I could handle it at a time when most people can't. But I wasn't perceiving that. There was no way for me to operate with that level of foresight. Um, so I got to understand now, even though I don't know what I'm headed into, what my calling is specifically, so on and so forth, whatever I'm enduring now is preparation for such. Why else would I still be on earth? You see what I'm saying? Like I'm getting hit every which way. And I was thinking about how had I not went through the struggles I've gone through, I'd have got high, got drunk, and say the hell with it, whatever, whatever. You see what I'm saying? Technically, the only thing that's really vexing me is my desire for a certain type of lifestyle and see certain things happening. But in reality, it ain't even nothing to the kid. It's like that would be like asking a duck if they could speak English, what's it like to be in the water? It just come with the territory when I'm a duck. You know what I'm saying? So really, it's just my hypothetical whatevers about the unknown. But I've been living in that space. It's just more, I got more to lose now, or I got further to fall. But in the last year, I've been sustained. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just feeling this need to just stand. Excuse me, y'all. And that's just where I'm at with it. Now, I make plans. Just like today, I had a plan to do something totally different. And it didn't work out that way because I kind of got stuck where I was. Now, it was profitable. But okay, it was a good day. I'll just try it again tomorrow if it work out like that. And then in the midst of, I was actually headed a certain direction. So I was picking up orders as I was going that direction, trying to make some money on the way. But as I, got to the next town, the order sent me back to my original town. And it was, pretty proud as far as that trip. And then my partner called me. He's a CDL driver. And he was literally, when he called me, he was right behind me on the road. So we was able to stop off somewhere. And typically, we've never met on, in this area, even though we're both from the general area, but we met somewhere else. And we stopped on the side of the road behind the Walmart, actually, and chopped it up. He was on his way to Virginia, you know what I'm saying? Do. Then I was, well, shucks, now it's about rush hour, so now I don't feel like going that direction. So I stayed around, got some orders where I was at, listened to some good content, you know what I mean? And it was a productive day. But but it was totally outside of my plan. Because I got some things I want to try in a different, geographical location. You know what I'm saying? Even with me being in between, like I did get my solar thing. I'm pretty sure I passed the basically, I guess it's the equivalent of associates in solar, trying to operate with foresight and vision and with an energy crisis and how really I got it for myself. But if I can get paid for it or start my own company, of course. But that don't seem to be working out in my timing. You know what I'm saying? So I've let go, but I'm just real diligent to just do my due diligence to be productive on a daily basis. Even if that being productive is just maintaining myself mentally and emotionally, because I need to be careful because in previously I'll become so disgruntled with what I feel should happen that I lose sight of what I do have and the contentment and the gratitude and the gratefulness. So then if I focus on that too long, I'll give up what took so long to get to attain something that's not meant for me to have at this time and wind up with neither. You know what I mean? But again, the only reason I'm like this is because technically I'm battle tested. I'm used to being disappointed. I'm used to failure. I'm used to things not going my way. But now it doesn't diminish my self-worth or how I value myself. I'm just used to it. I just keep fighting. Sometimes I get to I don't want to fight. But I could not fight even if I wanted to. I heard somebody, I forgot who it was. I'm I'm too far from where I'm started, but not close enough to where I'm going. So that's just where I'm at with it. And I don't know who everyone else's, particular situation may be. But I think that's where a certain level of faith comes in, a certain level of, and I tend to be very self-critical. Like I still smoke cigarettes, and you know what I mean. I got certain issues concerning lust, like I would assume every man got. But not saying I'm perfect, but other than that, I'm vastly a different human being. Like my desires are different. Like I don't want to do certain stuff I used to do, or certain things that I see others get away with and seemingly move forward with. I don't even think about doing it. I don't want to do it. It ain't in my heart to do it. I don't want it like that. If I got to do that to get that, I don't want it. Not at all. I don't want that part of my reputation, my legacy, my character. And of course, people, make up stuff on you. But, a couple months ago, I was arguing with an old co-worker who tried to throw smut on my name. And, they'll come up with these, just throwing stuff at the wall. You did this. I said, no, I didn't. But you can believe what you want. I know I ain't do it. God know I ain't do it. Can you say the same thing? I left it like that. Actually, be told you, I don't even care what you think. I'm too busy worried about what it is to be concerned with somebody think about what it is. Who honestly, and I don't really say it a lot in my personal life, who ain't really doing the self-reflection, you know what I'm saying, the shadow work as they call it. You know what I mean? Most people can't even tell me why they did what they did. Let alone try to critique someone who's, depending on where I start counting from, been in isolation for over a decade. And I wasn't even locked up. I've seen people do years in prison, get out and shoot past me. But then as time rolls on, these people back in jail. You know what I'm saying? At my age, facing double digit numbers. I gotta remind myself, and I've gotten better with it as far as like, want to hurry up and get to the destination and embracing the journey. But slowing, as they say, slow and steady win the race. And technically, even with certain stuff I've overcome, I really didn't even beat it. I just outlasted it. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I really got though. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what I'm gonna call this joint, but just some free thoughts. You know what I'm saying? While I sit by the water. You know what I mean? I'm holla at y'all. Ooh, ah.